Good
Well,
morning, leads. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Spirit Sessions of View of the Light. We're so happy that you could make it here today. And please like, join, subscribe, listen to our podcast, rate it. We're out there in podcast land now. Wherever you get your podcast, please go and check it out. And it's so nice that you can listen to podcasts when you're on the go, and you can also do the meditations and the healings. Uh, this episode and past episodes for all the people that bring them here. And we have 2 seasons on board, and this is season 2, and we're just keep on adding to it every week. Teresa always finds the best guests. So, Teresa, could you introduce our guest today?
I'm so excited to introduce David Starr. I've been, maybe the last 3 or 4 months, he's come into my view on my Facebook, on my posts, and I'm reading the most exciting stories from him. You know, that really gets me. And the artwork pulls me in first, and then I'm reading the story, and it's because I have adventures too, and sometimes they happen so fast and so many I can't even tell people. But here's David writing them all up, and so he's become like a hero to me that he's sharing all these exciting stories. So welcome to the show, David.
thank you so much. It's exciting to be here, and I know there's so many amazing stories that everybody has, and this time that we're in is a time of a great shift. The guides are coming in. There's more light coming into the planet. There's more guides, more messages, more experiences, and I just feel like for me, sharing them, will help others to want to tune into these energies as well. Because at first it was like, I'd see energies all around, blue lights, yellow lights, and or white lights with rainbow energies in them, and I never knew exactly what they were, and I would just sit there and wonder. I'm like, oh, that's amazing, these lights around me. And then eventually I'm like, when you develop your ability to tune in with the with any of your clairs, I was able to actually see these beings, and then eventually I was able to channel them and hear and why are they here. And like that part of it was the pure magic to me, knowing that like, I've had families of light, I've had aspects of self, I've had an aspect of self, divine partner come in on a ship and start showing me things, and the families, a child that they had, and on this Palladian planet, and the aspect of myself was tuning in, and then there was another ship, and it comes in light ships. And like, so these moments that are going to be more and more and more are so exciting. And I feel that if we talk about them, that that it will help other people to talk about them as well, and tune into them, and tune into this magic that's all around us.
I love that. Yeah, I love that for all of us, and that more
Yes.
lights coming in, and that we all get to share more. This is just, I find these times mighty exciting. You know what I mean? That we're living in. It's like I wouldn't want to miss this for nothing. So
This is the best.
my first question is, because this is always exciting to me. Tell me about your awakening journey, or share with us. You know, we've heard a little bit about it for you. You know, you've had quite an interesting story. So, can you share?
Well, the first moment that I remember, I was around 8, and I got into 144 stitches. Oddly enough,
Oh,
144 from my
wow.
head all the way to the back. It
Oh my
was.
God.
I don't know how I survived it. The doctors even said, "We don't even know how you didn't rupture your skull. It's
Wow.
amazing that you're alive. Any bit harder, that would have been it." And during that experience, I had this memory of being star consciousness, like a star. To now, I know it's in the Andromedan system, but as a child, I had no idea, and I was being presented this life, and this life, I was shown the first 20 years only of this life. And it wasn't easy. I saw that it was going to be a hard childhood. I saw that it was going to be a hard teenager year. And I remember saying, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a challenge. And then Divine Mother, Father God said, don't worry, it gets better after that. And it did. It really did. But those 20 years, I tell you, it was constant deja vu. Wherever I went, it was like, oh, I know what's going to happen. And oh, this is a moment here where I got to pay attention to. Oh, I got to do something else here because something bad's going to happen. That kind of thing. And so that was a lot of my childhood growing up. I would hear very positive words as a child because growing up in systems of abuse and stuff like that, the guides that I had would come in and just encourage and just say, you're really special. Don't worry, things are going to get better. And it was very promising. And I would hear these voices, and I didn't know what they were. I didn't know like who it was, but I knew it was something. I knew it was something, but I'm only a child, right? No one explained it to me. No one explained what the light is to me, and at the time, and then and I never knew up until about 17, when I overheard my mom and my sister having a conversation about the light. And I'm like, so I'm eavesdropping, and they're sitting on the steps in front of the house, and they're talking about the light and the white light that's around you, and I'm just listening. I'm like, what is this they're speaking of? Oh my God. So I'm just like peeking around the corner, like looking at them and watching them talk about this. And my sister was talking about how she protects her light with a light shield. And I'm just like, is this really, are they really having this conversation? I'm like, what is this light they're talking about? Right. And I get all excited. So like I go downstairs, and then I'm like, okay, the light. So I put my finger up, and I imagine this light shooting out of my finger. And then at first, I just felt little tingling around my finger, and then I felt it just go right up, and I'm like, oh my God, let me do the next finger. Yeah, next finger. I got it going in all my fingers, and then I got my other hand fingers going, and then I'm shooting right up, and then I could feel the energy between my hands, and it's like, oh my God, it's real. It's real. The light is real. And then as soon as I did that, and my intention was to connect with the heavenly energies because I didn't know what else to do as my light is shooting up. And that's when all these vision dreams and the guides started coming down and bringing these things. And I really obsessed with spirituality at the time. There was, different books talking about, unconditional love and past lives and how things work. It wasn't this huge, vast of knowledge that we know now, like with the Akash and the light workers and the mission for shifting Earths. But it set me on my journey, and I had the most amazing experiences. I tapped into universal consciousness without even realizing it, to heal that crazy tsunami that happened in 2004. And I asked my guides, I'm like, what can I do to help? And they're like, send some healing energies, help the people who are stuck in the dimensions to come into the light. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll connect my light to the universe. Anybody who wants in the universe to send me, and we'll send the healing energies here together. And the next thing you know, bam, my hands get hit with this light, and we're shooting it out together, healing the area. And then I was somehow able to tune in at that time and do soul retrievals and bring souls to the light who were stuck. And I didn't realize the magnitude of how important this work is at the time. I would think I was only 21, maybe 22. And that was my first experience with doing that. And then at that moment, I'm like, okay, so I'm definitely a healer. I know that. And then I went on and I continued the path up until about 26. And then right towards the end of my 26 years, my guides came in and they just said, like, you have to just live your life. Like you've been, because I went overboard. Like I was books after books and doing this and doing that. And that's all I did. It's kind of like in the last like 4 years, it's all I do now. Right. But now they're like, it's full bore ascension time. And in the last 4 years, I've probably done 100 or 1,000 laps around the development that I had from like 17 to 26. And because the energy is coming in so expansive, I mean, tuning into aspects, tuning into different dimensions of light through different sun portals, and going into the heart and finding all this inside of us, and then exploring self and the dimensions of self, like all this knowledge that's been coming in, the embodiment of love, healing your past, healing all these traumas, raising your vibration, all this stuff that's been coming in has completely changed me. So if I go back 5 years ago, my typical life, had a business at the time, very stressful, had about 50 employees going around. And I would bring those stresses home. I would bring those projections home onto the children, like not all the time, but there'd be times when I would be upset based on what happened in my day. And I would be projecting my emotions in front of the children, let's just say. And it wasn't of a benefit. It was a negative, lower vibration of projection. I did drink a fair amount. I was stressed drinking, not like every day, but enough where it was too much. And then I got the call of God basically to come back into this. It's time. It's go time. You got to do all this stuff, find star seeds. And then it was very clear. It was very clear. It was just like, poof. It was a direct message. So then I found Facebook, starseed groups, joined those. Started doing the shadow work, healing the past. So 5 years ago, I would have, like probably about 20 days where I would say there's a lot of bad moments, and I bring those projections home, to now, after doing all this amazing healing work, basically don't drink. I'm such an amazing father and taking the children everywhere and making them so happy all the time. And that brings me great joy. I don't project on them. I have almost 100% good days. Every once in a while, something gets thrown in, but it's usually a moment, and I've been able to shift fast. So if it's a moment, I take it in, process it quick. So I don't hang on to it. I don't project it. I process it. I deal with it. I heal it, clear it, and then I move on. So I've been able to completely shift with the help of all the guides, and trusting the guides, trusting what they're telling me, and making sure that, yes, what they're telling me, it does resonate with my heart. I am going to follow the guidance, always listening to the guidance, because I find the more you trust the guidance that you get, the more guidance you'll receive, the more vision dreams you'll get, the more amazing moments that you'll have. With it creates a bond with the divine. And I find the more bond that you have, that you create with the divine, the stronger the love grows between you and the light, and the stronger the love grows between you and yourself. And then this love keeps growing and perpetuating, and you'll get in more aspects coming in, more guides coming in, more angelic teams coming in to guide you, to assist you, to help you raise your vibration, help you embody more love, help you to have a more happy life, to be more happy on this planet, and enjoying your moments. And just seeing all these different energy dynamics changing, even on like the grids of Gaia. The grids are now like Christed, and there's so much beautiful heavenly energies that are more abundant, available to everybody. So I'm a firm believer that there's going to be amazing things coming here on the planet in the years ahead, with people falling in love with themselves, bringing in the higher consciousness, and the shift across the planet, truth coming out, and people healing the inner conflicts. And I'm very excited for this time. Very excited. But yeah, it definitely comes down to trusting your guidance, trusting your heart. So everything, you're like a universe. You have dimensions within self where everything is within you. And the more you trust your heart and go within and ask your heart, and this was the best line that Yeshua ever told me, is it in alignment with your heart? And now what does that mean? If someone asks you to do something, you ask your heart, is it in alignment with my heart? Does it resonate? Does it feel right? And if you're getting a yes, then it's to proceed. If you're getting a no, then it's to not proceed. And if you are wondering what you should do with your career, if you should look for another job, if you should stay in the same job, so you ask, okay, this job that I have right now, do I feel like it low vibrational? Is it in alignment with my heart? Can I bring and embody more joy into this and make this more enjoyable? Does that make sense? Is that the solution? Is it in alignment with your heart? Does that feel right? Does that resonate? And if you get a yes, then yes. Try to bring in more happiness. Try to enjoy. Or if it is no, it's definitely a time for a change in a career. Then you start feeling into it, looking out there, what is available. And then when you see something, and then again, like if is this in alignment? Does this feel right? And then when it feels right, go after it, pursue it, because it's really now coming into alignment, living from the heart, and using the mind to alchemize the reality that you want to experience. Mind's ability is amazing, but it all has to be directed from the heart now. In the past, like using the mind to direct consciousness clearly got us into where we are, and we got to heal the planet again. We got to get out of this turmoil and heal the planet, heal the consciousness within all who are on the planet having this experience, so people can walk out their front door with a smile on their face, looking forward to the day, going to treat their neighbors with greetings of love and affection, and looking forward to going into whatever it is that they're doing in a job or a career or their own path, and so excited for the moments that they're going to experience. But yeah. Sorry, I talk too much.
Not at all.
Blah, 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 blah,
Oh,
blah.
that was good. That was amazing.
Oh, I love this. I was reading the other day, you have this amazing connection with the Lyrans, like you're concurrently incarnated there as well, or something like that. Or
Yeah,
tell me about that. That's exciting.
So I'm some of my coolest when the guides come to me. For some reason, I'm just in the bath and I'm just sitting there. It's all relaxed. And I wasn't a bath guy like growing up. I maybe had, let's say, 100 baths from child to let's say 40. And in the last few years, I've had 1,000, 1,500 baths. I've just been going with all these baths. I love baths now. I can't get enough of baths for some reason. It's so I'm in the bath, and then all of a sudden, in my field of light, I see a Lyran and I see Yeshua, and they're both there, and I'm with Yeshua.
Can you describe a Lyran? Because not everybody knows what they look like. I mean, I haven't personally seen one, so I don't.
So
I've seen pictures, but
this
I don't know if they're
this
right.
Lyran being almost had like a gold locks, like a lion would, but actual hair, standing on two legs. The face, it's kind of humanoid. It's like if you took a human and a lion together and made a face, it would be like that. He was wearing a blue outfit, like a blue kind of suit of sorts, and did have a tail, and but standing upright and standing there, and had this amazing aura, just as these beautiful radiating colors, like there was greens and blues and reds, and it was just beaming, and he was in my light. And Yeshua, he looks like he's always, like a lot of the time, is in like a white robe, and he has that Christed energy. So they're both there. I do channel Yeshua, and I knew Yeshua wanted to tell me something, but this Lyran was so fascinating because I've never seen. I saw it with my two eyes. That's the thing. I wasn't tuning into it with my third eyes. I seen it with I saw it with my two eyes. So then once I saw, then I'm like, okay, I got to see what's going on. So then I'm tuning in so I can chat with this Lyran, and he starts talking to me that he's an aspect of me, and this is where I got confused, because I've had memories of being on a Lyran planet, and I have memories of looking a lot different than this Lyran being. So I asked him, I'm like, so you're Lyran, are you living right now? And he says, yes, I have 3 sons, 1 daughter. And I'm like, okay, so this is where I'm confused with the soul here. So if we're the same soul, and you're living on Lyra now, and I have memories of living on Lyra, but not as you. This means that I experienced this at a different time. You're here now at this now time, and I'm here on Earth. So how does this work with the soul? And he said, within the soul, yes, we're one soul, but there's different vibrations within the soul that are having different experience. So your vibration came out to Earth, my vibration came out to Lyra, but we're the same soul, just at a different vibration. And I'm just like, okay, that makes sense, but it blew my mind, and I never thought of it that way. I never thought that we're that dynamic as souls, and it was really cool.
And it goes to the thing about time being all at the same time. So we don't have past, present, future. We're all the same time. It's just like we just step sideways, more or less, right?
Yeah, it's really interesting. And I do think that, that we do have choices when we realize our source selves and do these activations and raise our vibration, that if we do want to go into the past, what we call the past, to have a life experience, that we can do that. So it's like it's the never ending experience. So if you ever want to go back and check out the times of Lumeria after this life, it can be done, right? And I mean, who doesn't want to play in Lumeria somewhere?
Yeah.
Right?
I love it. My name was Tiakiana in Lemuria.
Oh, it's so beautiful. And I love Lumeria. Lyra though is equally cool as Lumeria. Lumeria, in my experience with it, was so profound. Like, we could shape shift, we can turn into mermaids or mermen, go and swim in the oceans, see the different energy of the oceans. It was very easy for us because we had this unity connection that was so amazing. And we were all masters in that time. It was just and this beautiful unity and unconditional love for every species, for every blade of grass, for every being on Lumeria. It was unconditional love, and it was deep connection. And the Lyrans, in my experience in going into my past in Lyran, I was able to go into the heart of Lyra, which is this beautiful yellow energy, and it's just so much love, deep love for every energetic system. Similar in Lumeria, where they work to make sure that they evolve consciously with the environment, that they assisted the environment. If the environment needed something, they would be in tune with what does the environment need, where does it need help. Do these animals need help with something? Do they need more food sources? How could we bring them into a more of an alignment with more food sources? How can we bring in more water in here for these animals and these systems? So they weren't just serving their own needs, they were serving the whole environment, in this unity consciousness, and that in which we're embodying right now. And this is the problem with Earth at the moment. We've diverted, and we are trying to evolve away from the environment. And now the environment's like, nope, you're going to come back, and we are going to come back together. And no one has a choice in this. It is divine instructions coming in. The environment is going to come into alignment again, and we are going to go back into nature and do these things and respect and honor the Mother Earth. And we are going to grow spiritually with Mother Earth. I don't know exactly how it all happens, to be honest with you, but I was gifted to be able to go in and know divine instructions coming into the earth, and it is absolute going to happen. So that will be good, because it's the Mother Earth and the energies of Gaia are so important in our spiritual evolution. We're like one with her. We're like one with nature, and we're born on the earth, so we embody Gaia at the same time. So as we are ascending, Gaia is ascending. So it's this a double ascension that is happening with us and Gaia.
Pretty cool, but I still want the frequency to repel mosquitoes. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, we were talking about mosquitoes coming in, and there may be a code for that,
Yeah,
so we can channel that.
I'm sure there is a code for it. It only makes sense. It only makes sense that there would be a code for that.
Yeah, for sure, for
Oh,
sure.
the bluebirds are coming in my house out here.
Oh, I love
Awesome.
bluebirds.
Yeah.
So
They
one
always make me
time I was channeling some fairies. I went to the creek and set myself all up. And I can only stay as long as until I have to go to the bathroom. So, I'm trying to get this going. And these fairies came in, not fairies, they were elves. I'm sorry. And so these elves were coming in, and the one was explaining to me that one, nature, we're a part of nature and we forget it. We put ourselves in these four walls and we think that we're separate, and it's not. It's time to come back to what we were. And they miss when we used to lay our head on the ground getting specific information and vibrations from the earth. Now we sit up in a bed, or you know what I mean. And they were saying that there's a harmony that nature has that makes a song. There's a song that the human collective makes. These songs need to join together for everything that we're doing. One song can't be finished without the other song, and we need to merge the songs. We need to return to nature, and then more things will begin to open. Like we'll be able to see the elves and the fairies and the dragons, and things will come back when we're one with nature again.
Oh yeah, and I love the Fae, and they bring so much joy. They always bring joy to a whole nother level. They're so fun, and when you think about it, like that's what we're being guided to, is to live in our joy. And if you can imagine how much more joy we'd be living in if we spent more time sleeping under the stars, in a forest, maybe in a tent, and hugging the trees and just connecting with the elementals within the forest, and not inviting every energy in the forest into your field. Of course, you would invite the fays, elves, all who are in the vibrations of love into your experience. And I've been fortunate enough to see fey energies, and they're very small, they're very quick, and they just one time. The very first one in the physical, it was only a number of years ago where I seen it. But I know if you're in with a lot of gardens and you're in nature and stuff, they'll present themselves to you. And so many people have this amazing stories of growing up, just even as a little boy or girl, and seeing the fairies. And I'm like, oh my God! Like, I grew up in a big city, not a lot of gardens and stuff like that. There was some, I just didn't see them at the time. So I am like, whenever someone tells me the stories, I'm like, oh my God, that's so awesome that you had those experiences. But I did see the first one, I think about 4 years ago, and this little light just shot up and just stopped right in front of me. And it's like these little wings, right? And I'm just like looking at it, and then, and it just went like, basically like, yeah, we're real right here. Come and see me. Right. And then gone. And they bring these joy, like when you channel their energies, they're happy, they're joy. And so, oh man, cannot wait like for more of that for sure.
I saw my first one just about a month ago. It was, my kitty was playing with it and kept putting his hand. I go, there's nothing there. What's my kitty doing? It's a crazy cat. And then I realized, oh yeah, they see things that we don't. And I tried to see it and I didn't. But when I sat there petting the kitty, I'm vibrating with love and the kitty's purring. Then I was able to see, and like when you get a dandelion and it's like a wish, like you blow on it. It was like that. That's what I saw. So I didn't see the wings and stuff. So to me, it's like the essence of a fairy. So it's like that big. It was like so cute for my first time.
That's awesome though, right? And I think the more and more these energies expand, the more and more we're going to see that and experience that. And like, there may be people who don't have a lot of the guidance, who are just awakening, and they're going to be seeing these things and they don't know what it is. But I think that the newly awakened are going to find our communities and start realizing how magical this world really is. Like, It's very special.
Yeah,
I
I
love it.
truly believe that. Yeah, it's opening our eyes, just opening your eyes and seeing what's around, becoming mindful of what's here, and then that opens the door to being able to see more, like, just see more of what or not.
And
So, share
yeah.
us about your service work because you were sent to find the star seeds.
Hmm.
What is your work with us?
So I was sent to find star seeds, and then I started realizing that a lot of these people I was finding was soul family, and people that you connect with, that you've had a lot of life with, and that turned into a lot of grid work, healing the grids on Gaia, a lot of missionary work of clearing out densities, and things that are not of the light. Things that are like what people would call beings that are not of the light. So we would bring them back up to source. We would clear out the systems. There was a lot of times when the systems were under attack, and there was this battle going on of grid control on Gaia for many years. And so there's a lot of missions of to restore the light, to heal the light, upgrading the codes. Everybody, and that's just what's really cool is all these light workers that you see are channeling light language, channeling codes, or they're painting codes, or the drawing codes, and some of them are Syrian, some of them are Arcturian, some of them are Andromedans, some of them are angelic, and but they're all embody unity, love consciousness, and high vibrations. And when you see a code, you feel the code, and then it's like the energy knows the code, embodies the code, and so everybody around is embodying these codes, channeling these codes, and the next thing you know, we're all creating these higher grids of reality and these higher dimensions, and we're all connected to this unified field across the planet, all embodying these codes. And then as one person hits another level of expansion, it creates another grid, and then other ones. And this is why everybody channels similar things in a lot, like at the same time window, because it's like we're all becoming aware of this new information that's coming in, and this new grid forms, and then they embody higher consciousness. And I'm a believer. This is how this has all shifted. There's been so many of us that have come back from other universes, other star systems, other lifetimes, to come here and to anchor in all these codes, anchor in all this light, so that it comes into the grids. So there's the Earth grids, there's like the galactic grids, and there's the outer core grids and everything. And also all these grids are coded and are able to tap into higher consciousness. So we've been creating these grids and pulling in the higher consciousness, pulling in the unity consciousness, pulling it in, and then we've been supported through the solar and the sun, and through the universal central sun and the divine mother and divine father and all the guides and all the realms here to support this amazing creation that everybody has done. Like, this is a united front. This is not one person. It is everybody, and everybody has had a role. Even if they haven't done anything, they're bringing vibrations and codes with them wherever they go. They may go into the water, and next thing you know, just by them going into the water, they're raising the vibration of the water, and adding new codes. So then the water codes come up, and then there's the water grids, and so that it elevates up the vibration. And so then as more people are drinking this water, they're drinking higher vibrations into their body, and the waters within self are raising in the vibration. It's amazing how this has all happened. It's incredible.
Isn't it just so beautiful and exciting? I love it.
Yeah.
It's the greatest.
And it's liberation of consciousness, breaking the shackles of all these old programs, of all this self-infliction that because when people are not coming from a place of love, they're coming from a place that is not love, and then they're projecting it on, and it's really unfortunate in all these lifetimes. But it was the forever experience. We did choose it, but I think we've just come to a pinnacle point where, like, okay, we're done. We want Earth to have better experiences. We want more fairies. We want more angelics. I think why we have moved over the last couple of years, we are like a crystal generators and used to help with this, and 100%. And that's how I've seen it too. So these are us light workers. We have these big energy fields, like she's saying, a crystal generator, and even I think many of us believe it and have felt within ourselves there's been like a change to a more of a crystalline process within ourselves, and we're generating so much light that we're illuminating the energy grids across Gaia. And then as more people awaken, they start taking on some of this light that we're anchoring and we're creating, and they become a light, and they become connected to the fields. And then it's just a beautiful process for sure.
Yeah, I love it. So, can you channel for us today? Can you feel into the collective of what would like to come through?
Yeah,
Would that be
absolutely.
appropriate?
100%. I'll just say a prayer to invite all the highest vibrations of love that want to assist all who are watching, that want to assist the collective, Divine Mother, Sophia, Archangels, Elohim, the councils of light, to be with us, guide us, inviting the families of light to be around us. Okay. Yes. Okay, so there's limit old belief patterns within the mind fields, the fields of the mind. You can call it within the cerebral cortex, the energy of the mind's dimension, if you want to call it that. That believe things like you're unworthy, things like you don't trust your guidance, and these things are blocking. These things are blocking, and they're creating blocks in the mind's dimension. So we're going to connect up at higher self level, set some intentions here. All is for the highest good. All is for the highest love of all. All activations and energies that will come in from your higher self level, from aspects of yourself. I am only going to connect the fields of light to channel through and amplify through to the higher self level, coming down on all, the purifying field of purifying limited beliefs, purifying the beliefs that you can't, purifying the beliefs that you are not enough, purifying the beliefs, the blocks, the old programming, just clearing them away, clearing them out with purity fields from your divine teams coming in. So you may feel tingling above the head. This is clearing it out. This is clearing out old programmings, removing the old codes. And then we're going to invite Sophia in, because when you're creating new codes, always create new codes with Sophia or the Divine Mother. It's very helpful because she can access so much that you don't know. Even though you are as well her as she is you. It is always good to call in the higher consciousness. So I'm just calling in Sophia here to assist all to rewrite the codes of the unlimited being, to bring these codes in, these golden Christ codes, these angelic codes, the old language of the codex of one, the codex of one. Okay, to bring them in, the codex of one. Origins, it's an origins codex. It's the codex of the all. It's the codex of the all mother, the mother of all. To come in with these codes. Kuan Yin, she's here. Channel her. Okay. Interesting. I'm with Divine Mother. I'm working with your teams. Many of you work with me. Okay. That's why you're seeing me. It is from others. I'm a guide of many. Okay. So what is it? Unlimited being. Codes of unlimited. The first belief. Okay. So the first belief within the mind's dimensions, is being coded with the codex of one, coming into the mind's dimension in the areas of the neurons of the brain, in the areas of the memories, in the areas of the beliefs. Coding it now is a golden code. It is a golden code of one. It is a golden code of unlimited being coming in from the Divine Mother, creating it within the mind as a first belief. So this will assist all to unlock more gifts, to have more belief, in their heart, to have more belief that they are the change, to have the more belief that they can do anything. This will assist all fall in love with life. This will assist all. So when you are in the energies of the unlimited, all possibilities are welcomed that are of love. You're feeling my heart energies, Divine Mother Sophia. You're feeling the vibration within self raising. It is love. It is coming into alignment with self. Your unlimited powers, your unlimited love, your ability to love more, to love yourself more, to love life more, to love all the things that you do more, to forgive, to let go, and to release the old patterns of abuse. We're releasing for you, with you. We're releasing with you these old patterns, and we are embodying the Christ light. The light that will assist you to be unlimited, to be all-knowing. These are new codes anchoring with us through you on the planet, on the grid systems, to assist all to receive higher guidance, higher intuition, higher knowing. Okay. So I know when we were channeling last week, we were tuning into the unity fields, and it was about trusting your guidance. Do you have any words? Do you have any words for trusting your guidance? Many do not believe in guides. These are the ones who do not believe. It is for them to remember how special they are, how unlimited they are, and what they actually are. So let us go into a story of creation, how it was all created. We are going to go into the past, when life first started on Earth, okay? With many beautiful beings of light, angelic teams that came down from many different galaxies and heavenly realms that worked together to create life. And beings with codes, beings that had soul experiences. And these beings would become hosts of souls. And these souls, over many lifetimes, experience so much. And they all work together for the collective experience in all these moments. Okay? So this is one experience. This is one experience on Earth, one experience that you've had in the forever experience. And you have to understand, you had more universal experiences, more planetary experiences, and you've embodied these codes throughout these lifetimes, even in working within this universe. So this has all come together now. This is all being awakened within self now. So you of the past, you of the present, you of the future, all working together at a collective consciousness level for the betterment of all that is. So you see, your guide teams are you in many circumstances. In the theory of one, all guides are you. So you are assisting yourself. So it's not that you don't believe in your guides, it's that you don't believe in yourself. So we are removing blocks of lack of belief in self. So you may embody more faith into the light, into all that you are. So you may embody a true connection that is raining down upon you, this light, this pillar that is at source, coming through your energies now, is embodying codes of trust in yourself. So you may believe again that you have these abilities to speak to yourself at all levels of creation, of all that is happening now, in the forever experience, throughout all of the universes and all the planes of existence. There will be many that come to you that have been you before, that are you now, to assist you in your soul evolution. And it is to tune into these beings and learn and embody higher consciousness for your highest path, which is the path of the heart, to the highest love that you are all seeking, to change the world, this on your planet. You are embodying this consciousness now. You are learning this now, and you will be learning more from your guide teams. And it is to trust this. It is to trust this connection, for it is you at different levels of experience that is assisting you for your highest path, for your highest heart, for your journey of ascension. It is the way. All are being guided. All are tuning into new frequencies that are coming into your planet, new opportunities to grow as a soul in the evolution of self, and to shift into higher consciousness throughout the galaxies. It is not just Earth. You are shifting galaxies in universes at the same time. And that's how powerful you are by shifting yourself. It is shifting consciousness throughout galaxies and universes, as well as Earth, and through dimensions of time in different realities that are occurring on the Earth plane. It is shifting simultaneously, and all is shifting. So you're anchoring this in for multiple realities, not just yours, not just your timeline, for all is shifting in harmony, in unified fields that are everlasting throughout all time and space. Okay. Any messages you can give on people right now who are watching? There are many who are stepping into their power, into their beliefs of their unlimited being. Our messages are of joy. We are in joy seeing you advance. We are in love seeing you falling in love. It is of great joy and great love, the work that you are doing. And it is continue to do so, and not to worry about the financial gain, for it will come. All is coming to you. All will need your services. It is to trust in the moment that is here, that has become, and that it will all become to you. It is coming. It is here. The awakening, it has happened at a global level, and many will need your help. So it's a trust in this process. There's a trust in the light, and a trust in yourself, and to keep expanding and becoming more of who you are, the divine being, the divine unlimited being. There's no limitations. That is the truth in all realities. It is the single truth that all adhere to in all experiences, that they are the same, that they are unlimited, the energies of all. So it is. And that is the transmission. Okay. Let's thank the Divine Mother. Divine Mother. Okay. Thank the guides. Thank all the guides who came in to assist the fields of clearing, the fields of purity, all the angelic beings and source creators who are working on those fields, working with everyone's higher self. We are grateful. We're grateful of you. We're grateful of the Divine Mother and all who assisted in this transmission. We are grateful. Thank you. So
That was amazing. Thank you.
Very cool.
It really was. It was almost like a third language where we could all hear a message for us, even though it's not quite the same as everyone's, but it is. It is really amazing, the layers.
That's
I don't even know what happened. I can't even remember. I know there's something about like a something about a code coming in.
I loved it. Thank you. We needed that.
Yes.
It's so funny you mentioned Kuan Yin because Kuan Yin's got a little altar next door to me here. I've got a little altar for her right here.
Oh, maybe it was you. There's probably a few more. She's probably a guide of a few of you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Because she doesn't usually come in for me, to be honest, but she was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
That's
teaches me
awesome.
about self-love, which I
Mhm.
thought I had worked on it enough, and then she comes in and throws me into a real life lesson where I had to realize that I'm taken care of, I'm okay, and it's like, thank you, Kuan Yin,
Mhm.
Oh, nice.
showing me that. Yeah,
She's got a special
That's-
room, a special altar in my healing room.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she came in just like as a confirmation for you guys, and then whoever else that she's a guide for that's watching, because literally, like, I can count on two fingers how many times she's ever come in for me, and it's never for me. It's never for me. Yeah.
thank you,
Mhm.
thank you, beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was,
How do we get a hold of you then for those who would like a session with you or something? Or your classes? You got some amazing classes too.
Yeah, it's I'm so passionate about emotional freedom and shifting out all these old beliefs and bringing it in these new beliefs, the higher consciousness, and releasing the all these old different patterns of self-sabotage and self-abuse from the experiences. I mean, it's such a dynamic time we're in right now because we've gone through all this 3D and then we shifted into 5D consciousness, but there is still a lot of self-clearing and consciousness healing that we have to do so that we can embody more self-love and or more joy in our moments and things that I didn't even realize that was still needed to heal within myself. So I've created this series in the mastersjourney.podia.com right beside my name there. There's a course called the Embody the Masters course, which is all about shifting out all these old and healing the consciousness within, raising the vibration of self, embodying more light and becoming brighter. And then when you become brighter, you're embodying, and there's a lot of joy creation in there. And so then it's like this alchemy happens into self-love and into joy. And so then you end up vibrationally attracting all this into your life. And I know how much it's done for me. And so I'm beyond excited to share that experience with others. And it's in many, many videos. And despite what the picture shows in the profile, the Divine Mother is one of the main things that get channeled. She gets channeled. Mary Magdalene gets channeled, and then also on there as well, there's a course on Ascended Master journeys that they took us on, of activating different gifts and getting closer to the families of light and different ways of doing this. And this love that I have for the light, it is tremendous, and I know you all share this, and it just keeps growing with the more that we become more of light. Like I cannot stop talking about how much I love the light to the light, and it's not something that I don't even think I've talked about it before, but like it's a relationship at night or in the morning that I have with the guide teams that has just become that this deep love, this deep love for the light, and how they support everybody here, and this deep love for everybody, and because everybody is the light. So but other than that, like mostly on Facebook. But Matt, you can message me. I think on the Master's Journey, you can message as well at mastersjourney.podia.com, and if you wanted to find out any more. And on that site, there's also a free content section, which has such an amazing inner child healing on there, which I think is so
I was
important for
taking that
everybody.
one. Yeah.
Oh, you check that out?
Yeah, I loved it. It was good.
Oh, that's
You
awesome.
could feel the tingles and everything. I love that.
Oh,
Thank
wonderful.
And I put the codes. I put the links in the video information, so it'll be in here and in information when it's attached to the podcast and to the YouTube, so people can find it there. Your links.
And I really am grateful you guys brought me on here. I love you guys very much. You're all amazing beings of love, and I know you're doing such an amazing work to help shift the consciousness and to bring people on to shining light and bringing on new guests throughout 5 years now. You guys have been going right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I applaud all your efforts because you're making such a huge difference. You really are.
Thank you.
Just like
It's fun.
it is fun.
Yeah. It's really
Every
fun.
starfish. Yeah.
Yeah. We get to hang out with awesome people like you, so we just show up and let you guys do the work.
Yeah, yeah, but
It's
we've
super fun.
that's
And
awesome.
so
But
you're not off
it,
the hook yet.
we are all connecting on we are all connecting together. Like even though I might be channeling their fields and their guide teams and them consciously now are coming in, and it's a joint collaboration. It's not. That's how it works with the light. There's
Yeah.
not a one person show. There's probably tens of thousands of beings that we're all connected to, and everybody's supporting this transmission. So that's how it works. Mhm.
Absolutely. It was just funny how right after you finished your transmission, all of a sudden you went like kind of pixelated and like not quite so clear.
Oh.
So it was like you could definitely see the shift in the energies and the frequencies and everything.
Sure. Yeah.
It was pretty powerful, like the visual representation of it. Because you've been
Oh,
clear
that's-
for the whole time, and then as soon as you finished the transmission, it shifted. There was a shift in the energy.
Neat.
So I have 3 questions for you. Are you ready for them?
Yep.
These are the hard ones.
These are the tough ones, yes. First question, David, what is your theme song?
That's the power of love for sure. Yes. I actually loved it so much that I recorded a video of Huey Lewis, That's the Power of Love, and sang the song and was dancing around with signs like we're all one, and just all these beautiful messages, and that's definitely my theme song for sure.
Now I need to go watch Back to the Future, so thanks for that.
Yes.
Second question.
We listen to the
And
news.
you guys know,
Yes.
that's one band I missed. Okay, we used to go to Solid Gold, a TV show, and I would see all kinds of bands with my mom. But my dad, he was like, what's the big deal going on? So my mom left me home that time, and she went. That's the time Huey Lewis and the News was there.
Oh, no. Of course, eh?
Yeah.
Seriously. Okay. Second question. What's your favorite crystal?
Lumerian quartz. It's one that I use all the time, and I code them, and I love them. They're high frequency, and I probably have one somewhere close by.
I actually got guided to buy a pendant not that long ago that I wear sometimes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
They're gorgeous.
Great bags.
Yeah. And I've never worked with it before, but it is amazing.
Yeah, and sometimes they have little guides in them that you can connect to, and they're really special. For sure.
That's very cool. I'm gonna play with it more and see what I can get. See what opens up. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Third question. Have you ever experienced extra-dimensional intelligence, meaning visitations, UFOs, anything of that realm?
I mean, besides
beyond.
Yeah. So my first experience was a weird one, I'll be honest. So I'll talk about it. It really was strange. I had a holographic guide come in that state of when you're not sleeping, but you're not dreaming, but you're not awake, and you're aware of. You can see yourself on the bed. You can see your room exactly as it is. You can see yourself completely, every detail of the room, and it's you. It's there, and you're aware of everything. But you're not awake. You're kind of asleep, but you're not really asleep. It's like that lucid. It's like that's right before lucid dreaming, and you're in your environment. Yeah, I don't even know what it. Yeah, I'm not even sure what the name is. Is that the name?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. So this holographic being comes in. It's a holographic head and starts talking to me about history, and then it's not true, and then it's been fabricated, and that there's all these different beings that are working to control this reality. All this stuff that was going on, and I'm sitting there, and I think I'm 17 and 18 at the most, and I'm listening to this being talk for about half an hour. I'm just watching him, and then he mentioned that there was certain ETs. Now, before I get into this experience, I just want to say I've forgiven this being. I've forgiven all beings who ever do anything that is not of the light to anybody on earth. I hold no judgment to them. I know they're on their different path of consciousness evolution, and they'll have their own crosses to bear and their own souls to heal. And so the things that they do is only going to have to be healed at some point in time. And I only pray for their hearts to be healed. But he mentioned that there's certain gray extraterrestrials that will come down and they do things to people's bodies. And one was going to be coming down tonight. And he said that as soon as you feel any kind of vibration around your lower back area, to quickly flip over, because they're beaming down to do things, and you got to flip over and wake up. And so then I fall asleep. And then I feel this tingling sensation on my lower back, exactly as he described. I quickly wake up, flip over. And then at the head of my bed, there is a 4-foot something, very small, gray being, very skinny arms, typical gray head, black eyes. But my lights were off, so I saw him as like a shadow version of a gray. And he went to the right and he moved. And he went to the left and he moved. He totally knew I saw him, and he was confused how I saw him, how I woke up. And then he teleported out after he went right and left, and then he left. And then I slept on my back for the rest of the night. I don't even know why I slept on my front after getting that message, to be honest with you. And so that was one of my first experiences.
Wow.
In terms of ships, my first experience with a ship was when I left my body, like my soul energy just shot out of my body. And it was this old technique that somehow I remembered, when you hold your fingers, like your thumb on your fingers, and you boost your energy. And I was boosting my energy for hours and hours and hours and hours a day, for weeks. I think after the third week, I'm lying in bed and I'm boosting my energy, and then all of a sudden I feel my field change, and it just, all this energy surges over me and it starts to become electrical. And then all of a sudden I went, phew, in a moment, I went right out of my body and onto this ship. And at first I was invisible on the ship, but I was like on this, like almost like a medical bed of sorts. But I was invisible, and there was this Palladian looking being and helpers that were helping to calm down and get my frequencies in alignment on the ship. And then I could see myself. But at first I was invisible, and then I materialized on the ship. And then he brought me into like what is like this kind of like a control room. It definitely was an energetic ship. This one was definitely an energetic ship because it had different portal technology in there for me to return when I was done. And he showed me this map of all these different people that I was going to meet at different times in my life and where they are around the world and all this stuff. And then I wish I had written it all down, but it happened so long ago, I don't remember everything that he mentioned. But and then when the communication was done, I left the ship through the ship portal, came back into my body. So that was my first experience being on a ship. And then there was a time about a year and a half. It was summer, so yeah, a year and a half-ish ago, when I had seen this big Syrian oval ship, huge, the size of a football field, right out in my front yard. Backyard. It was my backyard, and it was outside of my back lane, just about 10 feet, and it showed itself, and then it disappeared. And I'm like, what was that? I'm like, was that a thing? Did I just see something? And then it reappeared, and then I could see it, and then it disappeared, and then it reappeared. And I'm like, okay, what is going on here? So I start walking towards it, and then these 3 little triangle ships come out of it, and they come over me, and these yellow-looking Syrian beings, energetic beings, I guess, or beings at a higher vibration, are analyzing me and scanning me and stuff. And I missed the opportunity to get why they were here, what they were doing, but I think it was more just like as a confirmation that we're here, a confirmation that, you know, things are coming. And so that was a really cool one for me, for sure, where I actually saw the ship, and it was definitely more than an energetic ship, for sure. So that one was cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I think those are amazing experiences. I mean, it's fun because we get to hear all the different kinds. There's so many variations of experiences. They're so personal. So getting to hear all the different experiences that people are having and knowing that these things are happening, we're all having experiences, even if we don't quite understand them. You know, it's very
Yeah.
validating. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I think all of us on this pursuit of vibration expansion and doing this work around the globe will only experience more and more and more of these encounters. I think the families of light are going to be coming in a big way in in this year, and the Azia energies are going to help guide people, help our spiritual growth. So I would be expecting that many are going to be seeing a lot more in this time ahead.
Awesome. That's exciting.
Yeah.
We're ready. Watch the skies, you know? Definitely.
Yeah. Yes.
Always look up. Yep.
I
Not
always
even
look
at night either. You can look up during the day because we see those amazing clouds. You know,
Cloud-
those clouds that
Yes.
are definitely not clouds. We know. Very
And when you
cool.
hear look up, because
Yep.
you know, I've seen them during the day too.
Yeah,
Stuff
absolutely.
around.
So cool. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, David. This has been awesome. What a
Yeah,
crazy,
David.
cool
Thank
I want
you.
you to come
Uh,
back again.
Yes.
Oh, for sure. Let me know. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's great. Love you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll be
we
fun.
love you too. Thank you. I just have one quick announcement to make, and that is the winner of last week's Share It Out. And the winner is Lisa Engel Franklin. Congratulations.
Yay,
You won the
Yay,
Soul
Lisa.
Spa.
She's
The
watching
Soul Spa
today.
meditation. She is watching.
Oh, cool.
And I will be messaging you to get you that meditation. It's very powerful, amazing Egyptian meditation that Teresa, Rhonda, and I have created.
I'll be
And
doing some more soon.
yeah, we will be.
Yes. Yes.
That's
yes.
awesome.
We will. Yeah,
And
very cool.
Next Sunday we have a mother-daughter duo on.
Oh yeah, Laura Mazzata. Mazzata. Yeah, and her
Yeah.
daughter. It's gonna be exciting.
Awesome. That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Great.
Can't wait.
Yay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you so much, David. And just if you want David's, and David, I know you have a podcast coming, sort of like you have a new app coming out too, right? And you're kind of in the testing phase. Is that what you said?
Well, I'm redeveloping a lot of the features to make it. It's probably going to take me some time to get it to the level where it's just going to be unbelievable. But yeah, it is out there right now, called Divine Ray. It's in the App Store, but it's undergoing some really cool new technological features that are going to make it a lot easier for people to understand how to create on it and reach audiences and all this and get rewards and stuff.
Wow.
So there's
Sort
it'll
of like
take
TikTok for the spiritually aware. Kind
I
of.
love
Mhm.
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think this is a great
We need
idea.
a high vibe TikTok because TikTok definitely has its own,
Yeah.
its own
Vibration.
energy. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a mind sucker. Like,
It is. It's a time
Even
sucker too.
even though we're on it, but only
Mhm.
Yeah.
advertise people like you so people can come into the light. So
Awesome. That's great.
thanks. so
Cool.
much.
Well, thanks everybody for watching, and I'm sure we'll see you again.
On the flip side.
Yeah.
All right. Have a
Namaste.
beautiful week. We love
Big
you.
hugs.
Bye, guys.